Element has several organizational tools for cues called scenes and notes. Here's how they work. So let's look at creating some scenes. Before we do, I want to add some additional cues so we have some space to play with scenes. So I'm going to go into blind. I'm going to go ahead and say cue 13 through 20, enter, and that's just going to add my additional cues. So back out into live. If I want to start making a scene break, I can say cue 1. My first soft key is attributes. So when I hit that, I get a lot of different attributes for my cue. And you'll notice that S3 is scene. I'm going to hit scene, and that'll allow me to label something. I'm going to call it Act 1. And as soon as I hit enter, you'll notice a little break above cue 1 that says these cues below it are a part of that scene. The other thing I can do is put a marker for an end of scene. So I can say cue 4 attributes, and my scene end is on my second page of soft keys. I'm going to hit enter, get a little marker below cue 4 that says that that is the end of that scene. You'll also notice that in this view, my cue 1 is no longer at the top of the cue list, and so the start of that scene is off my screen. You'll see that we put little brackets around the label of the scene to denote that this isn't actually the top of the scene, but that you're still in it. Let's grab a cue range and make a scene out of them. Let's say cue 5 through 8. Attributes. Scene. I'm going to call this Act 2. And you'll notice when I use a cue range, not only does it put the scene marker above cue 5, but it automatically puts the scene end marker after cue 8. And I'm going to go ahead and say cue 10 through 12, attributes, scene, Act 3. Now that we have a couple of scenes in our show, let's check out some of the tools we can use. When I hit go to cue, I can always type in a number, but if I don't remember the top of a scene, I can use my soft key that says scenes, and as soon as I do, it'll bring up a list of all the scenes that are in my show file. So if I say go to cue Act 2, it's going to tell me that the first cue in that act is cue 5, and when I hit enter, it'll transition me to the top of that scene. I can also update through the end of a scene if I don't remember what the last cue is. If I make a change, 121 at full, for example, when I update that, I can use my soft key scene end, which is on my second page, and it will automatically find the last cue in that range. Finally, if I want to remove a scene break, I can simply say cue 5, attributes, scene, and if I hit my label button, it will remove that label so that when I hit enter, it removes the top of that scene. To remove a scene end, I can say cue 8, attributes, scene end, and that will remove the end of scene from that cue.